Martin, what is the Oedipus complex?
The Oedipus complex is a term introduced by Freud, Sigmund Freud, way back at the beginning of the last century. And he didn't invent the name, actually. But Oedipus is a story about a boy who loses contact with his parents. So Oedipus is a young man. And he loses contact with his parents, and quite unwittingly, he does away with his father and marries his mother. Not nice, is it? So the Oedipus complex is when a child effectively wants to do away with the same-sex parent and wants to get too close to the opposite-sex parent. Now, there is a natural dynamic for this to take place, for boys to want to replace and diminish fathers, and for daughters to want to replace and diminish mothers. If the relationship between the parents is solid and there's half an ounce of intelligence in there, then all that can be avoided. But very often it isn't, because the relationship between the parents is not solid. There might be all kinds of resentments and hatreds and whatever else going on there. So for the son, say, to party up with the mother in a joint effort against the father, the mother's probably going to welcome that, because, if she doesn't like the father anyway, then yeah, she's got a new little ally. Same with fathers and daughters. So none of this can take place if the partnership is solid. Anyway, let's talk about daughters and fathers. So if the relationship isn't good, then the father can easily encourage the daughter to try and diminish the mother. It's not rocket science. It's nasty. It's horrible stuff. Because the daughter naturally wants to displace the mother. And so the relationship between the father and daughter becomes very, very close and very anti the mother. So if you hear a father saying to his daughter, "Oh, you're my princess," it doesn't necessarily mean there's anything going on, but it's definitely a warning sign that the father has parted up with the daughter. And the mother will just be seen as some kind of drudge, just someone to clean the house, maybe earn money, whatever they do. But they're not part of the essential relationship that's going on within the family. They're kind of sidelined. So the father will give his daughter all the attention she wants, every little thing that she wants, she will get. And if she can't get those things, then maybe she'll have a tantrum. So it's a very unhealthy situation. And the mother, well, the poor mother is just some kind of shadow on the periphery of the whole thing. The main relationship is between the father and his daughter. Awful. No, it's very damaging for the daughter. Don't make any mistake about it. The father's not doing the daughter any favors. Anyway, the same thing with sons and mothers. If the mother detests, dislikes, has grievances against her husband, she can party up with her son, because there'll be a natural tendency for the son to want to party up with the mother. So maybe the father just becomes an object of ridicule. Maybe someone who's just the wage slave who brings the money in, but given no affection or part of the central relationship. The central relationship is between the mother and the son. So the mother might try and dress the son up as she would want her lover to look. It's horrible stuff, isn't it? But so maybe she buys him, I don't know, expensive clothes, jewelry, maybe those kind of things. you know, to make him look like a bit of a spiv, really. Again, none of that can take place if the relationship between the parents is solid. When the mother hates, dislikes, whatever it is, the father, she can party up with her son to make the father, well, only relevant on the outline of on the borders of the relationship. You know, the father just becomes a money provider, basically. He's the wage earner. So it all gets ugly. In very rare cases, then Oedipus becomes sexual, you know, which is truly yucky, isn't it? But the kind of cases I've described are very common, more common than you might think. And it leads to untold misery because the child, when it grows up, so the daughter, for example, will expect any man that she has a relationship with to give her all his attention and to buy her things all the time, just like daddy did. And the son will expect his wife to mummy him, just like mummy did. It's not going to happen. We're talking about adult relationships now, not children. They're not children anymore. Anyway, the best way to avoid all this is to have a solid relationship with your partner, a bit of intelligence, a bit of honesty. If you have differences, talk about them. Don't recruit your kids into your conflicts.